how fast can you learn a new digital skill? Is it 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months? Well, last week I published a video on how you can learn any digital skill quickly, and I had a few people reaching out to me asking me how fast they can learn a new digital skill. So, the input of their question was they wanted a specific duration it was going to take them to learn that new skill. And this is the video where I try to answer that question: how fast can you learn a new digital skill? So, if you're interested, keep on watching. Hi, I'm Dr. Onya Obede. Welcome to this channel. On the channel, I put out a lot of videos relating to tech, software, mobile apps, and various digital skills. If that sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for all videos like this. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so that anytime I release any of such videos, you'll be duly notified. In this video, as I mentioned earlier, I'm talking about how fast you can learn any digital skill. So basically, as I gave the scenario that people want to know how fast they can actually learn in terms of the duration, the exact duration. So for instance, if I say I want to learn web development, how fast will it take me, or how long will it take me to finish? Is it, can I learn web development in just a month, or is it going to take me 6 months? Right? That is the question that they ask. But unfortunately, there is no magic number. I can't give a specific number and tell you that within 6 months you are going to be able to learn the skill that you are choosing. The reason being that the duration is dependent on a number of factors. And in this video, what I'm going to discuss with you are these factors that can influence how long you are going to take to learn that skill. And when you become aware of these factors, it's going to help you reduce or optimize the time that you are going to use to learn a skill. And in essence, you will have answered your own question because everything depends on these factors that we are going to talk about. So let's get into it. There are 3 factors that are going to mainly affect how long you are going to take to learn any digital skill. So the first of the 3 factors is 1, the time that you are ready to allocate to the learning the skill. And this also implies your dedication to learning the skill. So if you have decided to learn a new digital skill, then my question to you is, how much time are you willing to allocate to learning this skill? And always, I tell, when I'm discussing 6 methods, I use students as a reference point. You realize that the skill that you want to learn, people are actually paying money and going to school to learn it. Some of these skills that they learn in school spans multiple semesters. Okay, so it means it can take years for them to complete. And it depends. So when you go to school, usually they have the courses are put into various credit hours, meaning they have specified number of hours that they are going to spend per that course in the course of a week. Alright, so you as an individual, when you want to learn a skill on your own, you also have to come to conclusion that if I want to learn this skill and I want to learn it this fast, maybe you want to learn the skill in 1 month. It's possible. But how much time are you going to allocate to learning it? So if you are going to spend more than 8 hours in a day learning it, then obviously, no matter how long it takes to finish that course, you are likely to shorten that period for yourself. But if you are learning the skill once every week, then obviously yours is going to be longer. So your dedication and the time that you have available to learn the skill will affect how long you are going to learn that skill. The second factor that can affect how long you are going to take to learn any digital skill is your previous experiences or knowledge on the skill or related skills. So if you have some form of previous knowledge on the skill or some experience, some extent of experience with that skill, then you and I know that when it comes to learning it or coming to master it, it may take you less time than someone who has no knowledge of it. So before you decide on how long it's going to take you to learn the skill, one thing you need to appreciate is whether you have any form of knowledge on the skill. Are you totally new to that skill, or you have some level of experience with it? When you have some level of experience with it, then you are sure that it will take you a shorter time to learn it as compared to the absolute newbie. If you are an absolute newbie, then you know that yours is going to take a lot of time. And for that matter, when you go back to the first factor that we talked about, that is the time and dedication, you have to dedicate more time if you want to learn it in a shorter period. The third and final factor that will affect how long it takes you to learn a digital skill is the medium in which you intend to learn your skill. So as I mentioned earlier, some people pay money to go to school to learn it. You that want to learn this skill, are you willing to, is it that you want to learn it on your own using online information, or are you going to learn it in person? So there are some people who like to learn by letting others teach them. So if you are that type, then when you get someone to teach you the skill, it becomes easy for you to absorb. It becomes easy for you to master, and therefore it may cut down the time that it takes you to learn it. But if you are going to learn online, there are others too who like to learn online, like to read on their own, do not require any other person to come and explain things to them in person. So if you are that type, then you are also going to enjoy your journey learning online. There are other group of people who will also like to learn in the midst of other people. So if you are that type, then you also have to find yourself in the midst of other people. Per my experience, when you are learning skills with other people, depending on their own level of experience, that can also affect the duration. So if there are people who do not know as much as you know, or there are people who pick up some of these concepts slowly, then it means their slow progress is also going to affect your progress. So all of these factors are going to affect how long it will take you to learn the digital skill. And the summary of these things is that the duration for learning a specific digital skill, say web development, is very dependent on you as an individual. So this is an individual affair, and I've mentioned three major factors that may determine how long it will take you to learn a skill. Now, here is the more important part that I need you to hear. When we talk about learning a new digital skill, the mistake that a lot of people make is wanting to be or thinking about becoming masters within a short period of time. So there is a difference between being an expert in the skill and also knowing the skill. So the fact that somebody knows the skill doesn't necessarily make them an expert. And here is the point. You don't necessarily need to become an expert of the skill to say that you know the skill. You need to know enough to be able to use the skill for whatever purpose you are learning it. So in the previous video, which I said I'm going to link down below, I talked about the essence of motivation in learning any digital skill. Once you have a motivation, your motivation could be because you need that skill in your current job. And if, for instance, you need that skill in your current job, you don't need to know everything about the skill. You only need to know enough about the skill to be able to do the job that you are doing. Back in school, in pharmacy school, one teaching assistant of mine passed a comment which went down well with me at the time, and I kept thinking about it. And he said that knowledge is remembrance. And I think back in school, it used to be a thing that everybody would say knowledge is remembrance. If you can't remember, then you don't know. And this went on for a long while until I came to discover that no, that isn't the truth. And in fact, when it comes to learning digital skills, that isn't the truth. Knowledge is not necessarily remembrance. So what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to remember everything for you to say that you know the thing. One other way that you should know, or you should be assured that you know a thing, is when you know exactly where to get the information when you need it. So that can also count as knowledge. So for instance, when you learn a new digital skill, you don't have to be able to remember or recall everything on the top of your head without any referencing any material. No. One thing that you can do is learn the basics, understand the basics, you are able to use it. But the good thing is that anytime you want to use it, you know where to get any information you are looking for. So whatever you are trying to build or you are trying to do with the skill that you have applied, you know exactly where to get information to get the work done. So for instance, I can share an example with you. Back in 2021, I decided to learn a specific PHP framework called Laravel, and I had previous experience with PHP, so learning Laravel wasn't going to be that much of difficulty. So I mentioned that one of the factors is your experience with the skill. I had previous knowledge on PHP. So I decided to use 3 weeks to learn Laravel. And the time that I allocated to it was after work. I was closing from work after 2 p.m. So after 2 p.m., I was going to sit through to the evening to learn Laravel. And within 3 weeks, I was able to learn Laravel. I can't say that I'm an expert in Laravel. Even till now, I'm not an expert in the framework, but I know my way around to create any basic thing that I want to create with it. And the good thing too is that I know where to get information when I need it about Laravel. So if I'm building a project right now and I'm stuck somewhere, I know exactly where to go and get the information. So with this at the back of your mind, you can decide how long you want to take to learn any skill. So whether 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months, it is up to you, totally up to you, depending on these factors that I've discussed in this video. Alright, so that is the answer to your question, how fast can I learn a new digital skill? I hope you found value in this video. If you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos. And if you have any questions, go ahead and comment it down below. Who knows, you may be lucky enough to have me answer your question in the form of a video, just as I've done in this particular video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified anytime a new video is released. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.